We are an everlasting nation. Our forefathers blessed us so. God keeps on blessing us so. We have to live with that faith. Live with that belief. Live in the now, but learn from the past. Don't live in the past. Live in the now. Torah starts in this week's Torah portion, the third book of Leviticus, again with the verse of Vayikra el Moshe vaydaber elav me'oel moed lemor. God calls out to Moses and he speaks to him from the tent of meeting, saying. The Zera Shimshon quotes a midrash, also in Midrash Rabbah, that says, Moses was sad that he was not able to feel like a part of the donations and the contributions to the Mishkan. The Mishkan was fully fundraised from the Jewish people, from every single aspect of it, whether it was the stones, the gold, the silver, the copper, the wood. He didn't have a part in the contribution in a physical manner to this Mishkan, and he felt sad. He felt like he also wanted a part. God comes and tells him, the Midrash says, don't worry, your portion is greater than theirs. I prefer what you did than what they did. Really? What does that mean? Zera Shimshon asks, what did Moses do so great that God really was so happy that it was greater than even what everyone came and contributed towards the Mishkan? What was so great? Zera Shimshon quotes a midrash in Bamidbar Rabbah. Quotes the pasuk in Mishle that Shlomo HaMelech writes. Shlomo HaMelech writes in chapter 27, verse 18, Notzer te'ena yochal pirya. He who guards the fig tree will eat its fruit. The midrash wonders, what's so specific about a fig tree? Maybe a tree. Why a fig tree? Midrash continues to explain that a fig tree has its fruit growing in a very different manner than other fruit trees. Normally fruit trees all grow in steps and all of the fruits are seemingly the same step. Obviously they might be a couple days apart, but they're always in the same stages. A fig tree is not so. Each fruit has its own specific timeline and agenda. And that's harder work for the tree caretaker, for the owner of the tree, because now he's got to give individual attention to every single fig or every cluster, maybe every branch. But there's a lot more going on. It's a lot more work, a lot more, as we say, effort and mesirut nefesh on behalf of the owner of the tree. Moses was taking care of the Jewish people like the owner of a fig tree, not the owner of an apple tree or the owner of any other type of fruit tree. He was there individually for each and every person, as hard as that seems, but he cared about every single person. What he did, the Midrash tells us, is he told the Jewish people his speech, his commandments, his way to tell the people how to make the Mishkan. That's what God loved. His speech was worth more than their donations. Obviously, you cannot have one and not the other. You can't have a plan and no funds. You can't have funds and no plan. You need both. But God told Moses, I cherish what you did more. And I cherish it the way the Zera Shimshon explains, because you did it on an individual level, which each and every one of those craftsmen who came to build and donate their time, and their skill, and their efforts to the Mishkan. The Gemara says, so why does this make him greater? The Gemara says, Gadol ha'ma'aseh yoter min ha'oseh. It's greater to get others to do than to do yourself. It doesn't mean that you cannot do and only get others to do. That's hypocritical. But greater than the merit of doing yourself is doing it and getting others to do it. That's what Moses did. He did his Mesirut Nefesh, he did his exertion, his efforts, he put in the time, but in a clear and even more better, an inspiring and an encouraging way, he brought the Jewish people to build this ultimate dwelling place for God during their wilderness in the desert. And the Zera Shimshon ends off by saying, look at the verse. The verse says, Vayikra Moshe v'daber elav me'ohel moed lemor. Lemor, what do you need to say it again? You already said Vayikra, he called him. Vaydaber elav, and he's speaking to him. Why do you need to add in that last word of this verse, lemor, saying? We know he's speaking to him. We know God's speaking to Moses. We know where it is. The Zera Shimshon says, the Torah is alluding to this specific midrash, that the reason why God gave Moses this intimate one-on-one audience and appearance only to Moses, right after it was created, this Mishkan, it was built and it was put together. God summons Moses and says, let me explain you how to do everything. A one-on-one audience with God. Now many of us are saying, Moses had that all the time with him. But to be called by God and summoned to the new place, the place that everyone is so enthusiastic about, to be taught exactly what to do, that was something given specific to Moses. Why? Because of Lemor, because of the way that he inspired, encouraged, and spoke to the Jewish people in order for them to carry out this perfect and complex method of building and preparing this Mishkan. The lesson we can learn from this is very powerful. It's something that, even though I'm not going to spend enough time on it now, but I'm going to give you the message and apply it. It's so strong. We need to do things in our lives. We need to assume responsibility. We need to be creative. We aspire to be successful. But learn something, and the sooner we learn it, if we haven't learned it already, the better we'll be, is when you get people involved, whether they work for you, whether you work for them, whether they're volunteers, whether they're friends, whether they're family. Know something that you cannot do it by yourself. Yes, there are certain things that no one else can do except for you. But in a big picture, if you want to ever upgrade from a mom and pop shop operation to a corporate operation, you have to learn this. You have to learn that you need to learn how to involve others. Forcing things, forcing your ideas and commanding others, that doesn't work. You know what works? Inspiring them, letting them become a part of your vision, a part of your beliefs. Ignite them. Let your fire, let your passion towards whatever goal or project you're working towards, share that with others. How so? The way Moses did. Lemor, by speaking to them, by encouraging them, by making sure to be very delicate in the way you tell people how to do things or command them how to do things, showing them how there's a benefit for them also, that you're not selfish. So the concept is, learn how to inspire others in order that you and they together can all maximize their potential. And with that, we can emulate B'ezrat Hashem Moshe Rabbeinu and be as successful as he was, as an individual, as a leader, as a great person, each and every one of us in our own lives. Amen.